India's Union Budget 2026 is just around the corner, and all eyes are on how the government plans to boost revenue. Sin taxes on products like cigarettes and tobacco has emerged as a major tool. But are higher taxes really curbing consumption or just pushing users towards illegal markets? Today, we continue to examine the complex impact of sin taxes on revenue, health, and the common consumer. Take a look at this next report for more details.
As India countdowns to its union budget on the 1st of February, we look at revenue from sin products, especially cigarettes, after the government recently increased excise duty and cess on tobacco. India already has some of the highest cigarette taxes in the world. The result is not that people stop consuming tobacco altogether, but that they change what they buy. For years, governments have followed a simple idea. If something is harmful, tax it heavily so people stop using it. Cigarettes are the clear example of this approach. But in India, this strategy may have gone too far and may actually backfire. Government finances and excessive taxation could push consumers toward products that are often more dangerous and benefit criminal networks. There is also a revenue risk. Beyond a certain point, higher taxes can actually reduce total collections because legal sales fall faster than tax rates rise. Sin taxes are often described as progressive, but in practice, they hit poorer consumers harder. Low-income users spend a larger share of their income on these products, trapping them further in financial stress. As economists and markets watch for fiscal measures from the government on budget day, we look at a snapshot of India's tobacco consumption. Legal cigarettes now make up only about 10% of total tobacco consumption, yet they generate almost all the government's tobacco tax revenue. When taxes keep rising on the small legal segment, smokers look for cheaper options. That demand is increasingly being met by illegal and smuggled cigarettes, which now account for roughly a quarter of the market. These products pay no tax, carry no health warnings, and are completely unregulated. India is the largest growing major economy in the world, but one of the biggest challenges to its growth is addressing income inequality. As the government focuses on raising public spending by raising sin taxes, experts are increasingly seeing the increase in excise duty on cigarettes as a move that could actually be more regressive than progressive. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
And for more on this, we're now being joined live by Mr. P.C. Jha. He's an advisor of Vicky Cascade and former chairman, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. He's joining us from New Delhi. Welcome to the broadcast, Mr. Jha.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Jha, do you think excessive taxation could actually reduce the total government revenue? And how does the dynamic between the legal sales and tax rates work out here?
No, actually, if the rates of taxation is made higher, as it has been done, it may result in a rise in revenue collection, but that will be for a short time. Because finally, if the tax rate is high, then there is another aspect of it, that the profit margin in evasion also becomes higher. And because of that, there is erosion in the collection of the taxes. And in the long run, high rates of taxes, as it has been seen, is not a good idea for raising the tax. Other aspect of rise in tax is that it puts a huge burden on the enforcement machinery, because if the tendency to evade is more, to check the evasion becomes difficult. And it has always been seen in the tax policy that if the rates are made lower, then the compliance level is higher, and in the long run, the total collection of the revenue from a particular commodity that goes high, as it has, we can see from the recent experience also, when the tax rates on many items have been, GST rates on many items have been brought down from 28% to 18%, or from 12% to 5%. It has not led in the fall of revenue. In fact, on the other hand, the total collection has gone up. So it is not a good policy that try to collect more revenue by raising the tax rates, since the net result is that the compliance level becomes lower, and the total collection after some time start
Right,
following.
Mr.
So
Jha.
in the short,
And
yeah.
of course, and now speaking of the longer
Yes.
term, could you think that the differential taxation, like taxing premium cigarettes higher than the, let's say, the local brands, be a more effective policy to shield the low-income consumers?
Yeah, in a way it can be, because you see, of the total volume of sales, the sale of the low priced cigarettes or other tobacco products is much higher. And when the tax rate is raised, then they will tend to buy more of the illicit cigarettes, because the price of the illicit cigarette will not rise much. Like say, for example, if at present the one stick of cigarette, if it's cost 10 rupees, and the illicit cigarette costs 5 rupees, and with the tax rate being higher, the legal cigarettes price goes up from 10 to 15, and the illicit cigarette, the price will either remain the same at 5, or it might go say to 6 to 7. So the incentive to buy the illicit cigarette becomes more. In view of that, since the consumption of low priced cigarette, the volume is very high, so having a low tax rate on those type of cigarettes would be a good policy, in my opinion.
Absolutely. That's interesting, Mr. Chan. How big of a challenge do you think is smuggling and the black market going to be in undermining the government's sin tax strategy here?
In my opinion, trying to address the concern of the health of the people through the tax is not a good policy, because as we have seen, and in FICCI, the statistics are available based on very dependable study carried out, that that gradually the ratio of the illicit cigarette in the market is going up. Say about 10 years back, it was 15%. Now at present, the illicit cigarette, the share of the grey market is about 26%. So roughly 1 out of 4 cigarettes available in the market is counterfeited, on which the government does not get revenue. And on the packages of those type of cigarettes, the health warning is not there. And so some people get the impression that it is not harmful. This type of cigarette on which the health warning is not there is not harmful. So it creates an incorrect impression. To collect tax from the sin products, that's not a good policy. The policy should be for the government to take a holistic view and to take the concerns of the public health with more seriousness, because if the tax rates on sin products are raised, either it is cigarettes or it is alcohol, then the consumption of spurious products goes high, which harms the health much more than the licit products which are made in good factory conditions. taking into account the health thing. I mean, the thing is that nobody will advocate for sin products, but the thing is that if people have to consume, they should consume a better quality product, not a spurious substandard type of products. So revenue consideration, in my opinion, in respect of sin products should be secondary, and the concern of public health should have the priority, and there is a need that the policy makers should take a broader view in the larger public interest and should
Right.
not be guided only by the revenue considerations.
Absolutely. Very valid points there, Mr. Jha. Thank you so much for joining us on the show and sharing your insights with us.
Thank you very much.